Okay. Let's see, we're here at the bed and breakfast, which is an archway, which will have this for about a week, which this was sort of luxury accommodations compared to other places we saw. So you got this and the bathroom, which is sort of a luxury, believe it or not, at a bed and breakfast. Water heater, that shower. We're watching the Redskins and the Giants. I guess it's on for yesterday. Can't see it on here, but you can see it pretty good on the TV. We've got mackerel and tomato sauce and Pringles and brie and pate and cheese sandwiches and Pepsi.
Chicken pate.
Yeah.
And a tube.
We were setting up a night for us at the steamship, which is nice, damn, about the nicest one we've been in. There's our refrigerator, the window. Let's see, what else is new? You think of anything else?
Oh, we rented a car today.
Yeah, rented a car.
We drove halfway, well, all the way across the lane, actually. From
Yeah.
south all the way up to the north.
Greg drove through London in the rush hour traffic, and so he had baptism by fire, and
it's like driving on Capitol Boulevard at 5 o'clock rush hour traffic the whole way.
yeah. Sitting on the left-hand side of the road here, oh, you can't read them, the rules. The Farm Park Hotel. What is this thing here? Here's a cot. We haven't been in here very long, so we're just sort of unpacking, and we got high ceilings, which I don't know if that's an advantage in the wintertime. No. Although it's not wintertime. So it's pretty comfortable now, really. I've lost about a notch and a half on my belt already, mostly from walking, not from not eating. We've been eating fine. Let's see, what else is new?
I can't think of anything.
What's today? Let's see, today is Monday.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll send this back. I don't know when.
We met the BS lookalike is the guy who owns
Yeah, and the Billy Todd lookalike.
Yeah, and we met the Billy Todd lookalike. He's got like a truck or something, and we'll try to get up to town.
Good connection, too.
Do some equipment or whatever.
And this guy's all fired up about us basically taking Sunday nights. I called him, we got off the tube, and was just called him up and said, how do I get from next or whatever? What was that tube station? Mile End?
Yeah, Mile End.
And Mile End tube station, the club. He said, how much money you got? I said, well, I got enough money. He said, well, I said, in fact, I played your club about a year and a half ago. I said, well, he said, what's your name? I said, it was Jimmy. He said, oh, Jimmy Lee with the Flying Bee. And I said, yeah, come down. He's all fired up. And he went down there and we started talking. Took a tape down to him and all. He said he just set us up with a house, so stuff, of course, we'll find out. We're going to start that tomorrow. We call the judge. And go set up to see the judge. Now we got a car. And everything's going pretty well. Everything's going about as well as can be expected. And this is not the most luxurious place in the world, but it's better than the other places, and the price was right too. And so we
got a car for a week.
Got a car for a week, and the deposits. Got those. In fact, I have to get some money over here tomorrow. We'll call. Because they sort of hit me for deposits and stuff. And then the car, we had a 50-pound deposit on that. I got 10-pound deposit on the thing here, so I'm going to have to get some more money. But we stayed at the, well, we didn't film that. It was nicer, really, than the Ramada was, except we didn't have a phone in the room. Say the Travel Inn's right outside of Gatwick. We didn't have to walk across the swamp to get to Gatwick. And we just kept taking the trains in, and we stayed there and came on in London. We did a lot of walking in London to find this. Took the tubes around buses to the trains, and basically that's about it for right now. Now you want to hold this. Sandwiches. We're making up a meal now. So we got pate, brie, and take some portfolios out tomorrow and drop them off. Let's see what else. Where's the mackerel? We have some canned mackerel here.
It's like the 3 whole mackerel fish.
What, 59p?
Yeah. I'm lucky I brought that little can opener.
Yeah.
I knew that would come in
Sound
handy.
like Spanish mackerel.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like what you
eat
get in the
jack
States.
mackerel all the time.
This
Here's
is
the pate. 49p for this tube. We still got our mayonnaise and all that from
the Texaco.
Texaco. We still probably get the package of mayonnaise at Texaco out of Gatwick, but now we're in London. The street we're on right now, most of the signs say it's 25 Fern Park Road, but most of the signs around here where it says where the date, where it was built and whatever, it says 1883. So this area was evidently built in the 1880s, North London. And okay, our plans for tomorrow are to call the judge, and go ahead and set up the work. Well, this guy's all fired up about us playing club. The club's a nice club. Like, it was a lot nicer than the 100 Club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice wood bars. All that was packed the night we were in there.
Because the band that was playing was like Spinal Tap.
Yeah, Spinal Tap band. Loud as shit. I mean, loud as shit.
Oh, it was so loud. I had this phone booth in the back of the bar. I was like standing in there, and the singer made some like derogatory comment. I couldn't tell what it was. He didn't really like it too well, but I mean, it was so loud it just blew your ears out.
And the owners all fired up about us being over here doing something with us. Said, find us a house. We got a guy. We got a good connection. He's got a truck. Although he says he's not going to be around except for another week or two. He said 2 weeks as of what, Saturday night.
Yeah.
But who knows? He said he's going out to Glasgow. Did he say for how long?
Yeah, I don't remember.
And but we got a hell of a home base to start from. And the club owner, he's got, who was it? He had what, 1 or 2 other clubs? He had a comedy club.
Yeah.
I know. Did he have another one? I think that's all he had. Was a comedy club.
Yeah, just 2.
Yeah.
2
I
clubs.
think he had another place of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
He got 3 numbers. Well, no, his third though. He gave me his home number, and we got the number of this other guy. His name is Adrian. The club owner's name is Pete West. He's cool. We might take. We ought to take a video camera. We ought to drive down there at lunch tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
If we can get across there, because he said he's open for lunch tomorrow. Bring him a portfolio. He left him a tape, and we'll take some videos of the club, and then we'll do that one day back to the States. We do that one day. And I've tried to call tonight. You guys heard about grandfather. Talked to Chris and my sister last night. Jennifer didn't make it over to London. Her partner had to take the trip instead of her. So, but we're here in London. We're situated. We got a car. We got a place to stay. Got plenty of houses. Got people who want to help us find houses. So things are going along pretty good, you know. Need a bit more money, but, you know, didn't bring that much over to begin with anyway. I mean, for what
Plus
we've
it
done.
reduces down to just about half.
It reduces down.
Like $100 becomes like 57 is what I cashed in on so far.
And also the value of the dollar is going down too.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone from 156 to what? 150, 155 to 156.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well then, plus what they buy it at, you know, you don't get near as much.
Yeah. So we'll try to find a place to get the best exchange rate on that. But we're in London now. We've been around London a whole lot the last week. We've been around London a lot. But we will, I guess we ought to FedEx this back or whatever to the States tomorrow. And so hopefully you'll have this the day after tomorrow. Maybe we'll have another installment before. But I'm getting kind of hungry now. We went and got us a bottle of Tesco vodka, which we're going to start in on here in a little bit. Well, we've already started it because we got some Pringles barbecue potato chips. We're economizing a little bit right now. Everything's going pretty well.
They got the killer beer too. When we were down at that club Saturday night, I drank some the ale that they've got here. It's pretty decent.
I got a little teeny, the weird thing, I got a little teeny sinus headache. It's the first one I've had since I've been here. And it's not bad at all. It's not like it wasn't for some reason, even though it's damp, it's raining, the weather's different, all that. I haven't gotten any headaches. You know, I get continual headaches back at the States. So I haven't gotten any. Evidently the headaches aren't coming from smoking because I haven't gotten hardly any. This is the first one I've had, and this has been we've been here a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, health-wise, we're fine. My lips got really chapped, and it took like till tonight. I just found a place that had chapstick. Well, it's not even chapstick; it's some sort of
Pakistani grocery store.
Exactly. I don't even know what it is, but it seems to work.
So we're gonna drop off some portfolios and all, and it's just like you know, bands around here, they were the shit. We ought to have no problem. We'll talk to the judge about getting the work things. I don't really think that would be a problem anyway, but we got to do it legally. So we'll talk about that. We couldn't have gotten through had we still in business because we would have had to show any employees and all that other shit. Evidently, even though we were grilled at customs, I think we sort of went through the standard grill. Wasn't really a problem. They'll make you think it's a big problem, but nah, ain't no problem. We got our cups and we've been eating noodles. These pot noodles, you put hot water in them. We've been eating those at the hotel. They're 79p a piece. And they make really good cups after you're finished with them. So we just wash them out. They're thick, and we just eat pot noodles. Right now, we're figuring out a way to get some hot water so we can make some more noodles. But tonight, we're just doing sort of cold cuts, mackerel and whatever. But we may make another installment. We're trying to catch up. We don't know what's been going on with state or any of the football or anything like that. This is the first football we've seen or heard about or anything.
Yeah,
it's Monday night, but it ain't. Evidently, it's yesterday's game because it's still like, what would it be now? Over here now, what is it, like 11 o'clock or something?
About 11, 12 o'clock.
So it's like 7 o'clock in the States, so obviously whatever game we're watching is from yesterday. Yeah.
The only thing they show here live is cricket and golf and rowing. Yeah.
Rowing. And soccer.
Yeah, soccer. And that gets kind of old after a while.
Yeah.
It's not like football or basketball.
So I'm going to take a couple aspirin. First I've had to take over here, and when I don't have a bad headache, I just don't want it to get bad. It's not like the one to get back to the States, but it's amazing. It's wet and all that. There is something back in Raleigh or something like that. It gives me sinus headaches because I sure should have had some over here. If it was the weather, if it was smoking, I sure should have had some. Well, I haven't been really smoking that much. I didn't go through about like a pack and a half a day. So we may make another installment. We're going to go ahead and eat and drink some vodka and watch football for a while. It's the first chance we've had to watch any American sports. So, I guess that's it. Let me see. Yeah, Greg's finishing off the mackerel here. But we've forgotten one thing. This is a little bit after. So that we're watching this horrible movie on television. Yeah, that stuff hit the spot.
Yeah, I'm glad we got the one tomato sauce instead of the one that was packed in brine.
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually good. So what, the story on Ralph?
Well, here you hold this. I can't even see you because the light's behind you.
Oh.
You can't see at all. I mean, you can see a silhouette. But yeah, we on the way back from, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and on the way back from, we went back to Victoria Station from the steamship. And in Victoria Station, there was, we walked in there, wasn't hardly anybody left, and usually if somebody's extremely drunk, they try to get to the corner and get out of the way. Right in the middle of the station was this guy, and he wasn't like a bum. I don't think he was a bum. This young guy, he had a hair down banger, and he was just laying there, and it was like this vomit coming out of his mouth, about 2 feet from, not a lot, but it was coming out. So yeah, these guys came in that were together. It wasn't about 2 or 3 of them or something. And so this guy's just laying out, wasn't hardly anybody in the train station or anything. So they started talking, got down up his ear and all. He was dead to the world. I mean, literally, just absolutely dead to the world. So they said, we kept saying, oh, wake up, and they got, one of them got on him and was going like that on his stomach and all. They were like pumping the puke out of him. And so we went to catch our train back to at that point, we went to Croydon and went on back to Gatwick. So we get on the train and we're looking, and here comes these guys. And there's 2 of them, there's a group of them, and they got this guy who was passed out of the train station, who they didn't know at all. And he's passed out of the train station, and they carried him out, and we saw him walking toward the train. Well, they got in the car, and they get in the car in front of us. So we were sitting there, and they propped this guy up in the seat, and they had something in his lap. He was sitting up like this, and they propped him up in the seat just like acting like he was one of the gang, and his head, he was like that, and his head was propped up, and they were talking with him, oh yeah, blah. It was, all this, they were talking, they had this sort of mongoloid, semi-retarded girl. She wasn't completely retarded, but it was the first time that she'd ever been in a group, and she wasn't the brunt of everybody's negative attention. So they were sitting there, and they had this guy propped up, and they were talking, and they were saying something, and they cleaned him up and all, and he was going to Croydon. Evidently they were going to Croydon, but they didn't know him, but they were taking him back. They were doing the guy a favor. They weren't really being mean to him or anything. They were getting a good laugh off of him. They were just sitting there talking, and just like the guy was wide awake, and it's like he was just one of the gang, and so we moved up. First we moved to their car so we could watch this thing. Then we moved up right to the seats right behind them. The closest seats we could get to this show was almost like being at Monty Python, and they were laughing and all this. So we started, and we had a real good buzz too. We'd run into our friend who has the black hash and all of the dope and shit like that. We had a good buzz going, and so they were talking to this guy, and they were saying, I can't remember what they were saying at first. They were asking, and they were just talking like he was awake, but he was dead to the world. He was completely passed out. So, and this girl, she got on this line how retarded people will do. They get on something that they think's good. She kept saying, she said, "He's the one that took your trousers down." She kept saying that. What else? And he had fallen on his face. He had like a bruise over here. So he goes, she said, "He hit you in the mouth." And so we were sitting there, so we started calling him Ralph. And so then everybody started calling him Ralph. And so Greg walked up, it shook his hand, and they turned to him and they said, Ralph, who was it? People from other nations have come to shake your hand. And
well, I walked up to him and said, "Hey, Ralph," and shook his hand. And they started calling him Ralph.
And so they said, the girl kept saying, Ralph. I mean, she'd say it about once every 30 seconds, whenever it would die down at all. And this guy, he said to me, he says, I'm a ventriloquist. And he had this guy, and he was going like this with me. He was just like that, just completely out of it. So this girl kept saying, Hey, Ralph, he's the one that took your trousers down. He kept saying all that. It just every 30 seconds. It was so hilarious. I was sitting there laughing. I had tears coming out of my eyes, just trying not to make a scene. And this guy and his wife were sitting over there, this older English guy's wife, and every time anybody started laughing, he'd start going like that on the floor. Well, that just egged everybody on just that much worse. And this guy, he was just sitting there dead to the world. So finally, they're wiping off, he had the little hair in his mouth, and a little bit of like puke on his face. He puked on one of them a little bit. And he started coming to it, he's like this, and all of a sudden he comes to, he has no idea where he is, he doesn't know any of the people around him, everybody's calling him Ralph, saying all kind of crazy stuff. He's just riding on a train.
Flak attack.
Yeah, there's this flak attack. He kept talking about his flak attack. So he started coming to it, he goes, this guy said, he says, what are you doing? And the guy says, oh, get some hair out of your mouth. And then this girl said, he punched you in the mouth. And then because he had fallen on his face, he had really dead. The guy came, as soon as he started, just opened his eyes, was like smelling sauce. He took this club magazine, this porno magazine, and shoved it in front of his face. And it said something about these, what was it? These, look at the pages that are stuck together.
Wait, let me get to the pages that are stuck together. And then sure enough, they were.
And so they started, so they got him off the train, and he was walking by then and all that, and they, I guess, probably sent him on his way home. They'd done him a big favor, but it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. This guy over here kept going like that on the floor when anybody would laugh, and I was sitting there like this. I was laughing so hard, I was crying. I was just laughing so hard. It was like being part of a Monty Python skit, basically. But that was about the funniest thing we had said. I mean, that's one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. So we wanted to put that on the tape too. The story of Ralph at the train. It's like 3, 4 in the morning.
It's pretty good entertainment.
Yeah, it was great. It was great comedy.